have been practicing Kha'Zix. Right when Voyboy came back from his vacation recently, he picked up a new champion. It was Kha'Zix.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, many other people picked up the new champion, and he is now banned all the time.
And he is, and he also has flying noises that we've implied. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Katarina going out, like you said, that is going to be the focus. No Warmogs there. So it looks like they're not going to go with what worked last time. They're going to have to fix it.
Well,
It got broken.
Voyboy's got enough things, I believe,
Yeah.
that he can break out top lane. That's Elise and Katarina that are banned. He can still break out almost anything.
They haven't
Polly,
used Lee.
Aurelia,
Has they used
Lee
Lee in any
Sin.
compositions?
No, they haven't even had to pick him. Lee Sin was, trying to look at my notes here, he was not picked or banned in any of their games yesterday. So he's open to them, but they just haven't had to go for this. Now, what is Azure Gaming going to go for with their first pick? Lock in the Amumu. It's a powerful pick for them. They like having that champion.
You show Mumu you can turn a fight. That's what he's all about. You bandage toss in and you lock up an entire team. Jat, you yourself like to play some Mumu back in the day. You're more of a Trundle
I like
player.
to play Amumu now.
Yeah.
He is my favorite jungler
Listen,
right now
I walk
on
over to
live.
Jat one day when he's at his desk, and I'm like, it's like, what happened to your elo? He's like, I don't know. I tried to play in some other positions, and I just lost like 150.
I lost
and then
like
I went back
200
to his
rating.
desk like 3 days later. He actually sits behind me, and I looked at it, and it's like 1980 again. He's like, I just went back to jungling.
Yeah, I played a lot
It's
of
like,
it.
what? He's like,
He's
yeah,
good.
Mumu.
He's good. He's really, really good. He makes fights happen for your team. You just lock down the whole team at once,
Yeah.
and everyone else follows in. It's just a matter of he can get out pressured early, and it's a very dangerous pick here, picking it against Curse because of how much pressure was applied to them last game.
Yep, and we have the MF Taster's Choice combo with the Amumu, Olaf, and Cho'Gath locked in for a bit of a beef lineup for Curse here to start off.
It's a good tank line, not really trying to break anything. Fourth game in a row, St. Vicious on Cho'Gath. So much utility and crowd control. Like, even back in the days when they were on, when St. Vicious was on CLG, he remembers Hotshot's Cho'Gath. He remembers how amazing a 3-second silence,
Yeah.
AoE cone silence is in a team fight. They're going to try to do the same thing to Azure Gaming here, but Azure Gaming coming out with a very, very good composition. Lulu ult onto Mumu, Misfortune out coming across, super popular combination that a lot of the pro teams have been using lately.
Somewhat of a poke comp, but where does Ryze fit in here if they choose that? I can see it stopping them from getting to Ezreal and really creating a peel line for him, but where does that sit with you when you have so much poke coming in already?
Ryze for Curse is just an overload of damage.
Right.
And he combos so well with St. Vicious's ganks. Rupture, amazing crowd control. Rune Prison's just a click on target.
Yeah.
Nijacki's just going to run up to Shouster's mid. St. Vicious will gank in. They ran this combination on day one, and Nijacki, who's actually playing against a Katarina in mid lane, completely destroyed him. Nijacki's Ryze is really potent.
So we do have the crowd control coming in from this team, and that really gives them a whole lot of chase for these fights, and Kite disengage if they want as well.
And I really like the fact that Cop is picking Ezreal, because that's the one thing I actually do in solo queue when I pick Amumu, is I ban the crap out of Ezreal. He's just going to cleanse out of his Amumu ult and essentially make him useless. For that purpose, Olaf's going to be running clean through it. When you first pick Amumu, they're allowing Curse to pick around it. Nijacki's a very tanky mage. He can kind of get caught in the Amumu ult. Olaf can run clean through, Voyboy can, and then Cop is going to just be cleansing around stuff. So picking that first, while powerful, is allowing Curse to use their experience in counterplay.
And it looks like they're going to be trying to save whoever gets hit with that Rune Prison. They're really creating a team to protect here with area of effect composition.
They're putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Which
that's a good way to put it.
which is a little dangerous, and really all their eggs in one basket.
That's a lot of AP.
It's a lot of magic damage, and then they have the physical damage from Misfortune's ultimate. Like, it's gonna be tough because Voyboy, unless they have someone that can lane against Voyboy, they're not going to be able to have their team together for this AoE. I really want to see how this develops. Support Fiddlesticks is something Elements actually pioneered a little bit. He was the first one to play it in competitive way back, I believe, at MLG. I want to say Raleigh is when he played a lot of it, and it was super effective for them. If he goes with that pick, I would not be surprised.
So both of these teams actually enjoy the laning phase. None of them are actually going to... Do they want to fight in this? It doesn't seem like there's level one or two or three heavy fight teams like you would with the Leona or something in the bottom lane.
Early game, it's going to be... They have the Rupture, so they have a slight edge. If they can get the Rupture on someone, then Elements can decide what skill to buy. Then he could throw the fear onto him as well, and it could totally change the game. But even if they don't want to do that, I like Curse's laning matchup.
Why?
So, Nijacki is really, really good. I'm just... Aside from Ryze versus Karthus being a matchup, Jackie is probably the best mid laner on Curse. That didn't come out right. one of the best players on Curse. Him and Voidboy are the stars of the team. He's probably the best mid laner on Curse. He's going to be able to combo ganks with St. Vicious. Voidboy picked Olaf because even if they want to do a 1v2 against him, he'll be able to handle it. Olaf is one of the best 1v2 laners. And then Cop and Elements are almost immune to ganks in the sense that Fiddlesticks can put a 3-second fear anytime someone comes at him. They're just really set up to be bullies once again.
So how does the Fiddle work with the AoE composition? Everything's going to happen very fast coming from Azure. The ulti, the Mumu Sad, Curse of the Sad Mummy, the Equalizer. Does he want to stop that and do his ult first? Does he want to wait, have all that cool down, and then enter the fight? Because it's a lot of time and a lot of damage your team is going to take to kind of switch it around.
Yeah, as the support Fiddlesticks, he's going to want to stay way in the back. And when everyone piles in with a Mumu to dive in and Karthus comes in, he's just going to go kind of suicide himself in between the team and try to zone out the back line and put pressure on Demon Lul's Misfortune. That's probably why they decided to go with that pick, aside from the lane advantages.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what could be Azure's Gaming last chance at a spot in the Season 3 Championship Series. Curse Gaming 1 win away from making that dream come true. They have put a lot of hard work and effort, as has Azure, and we're going to see how that will pay off for both teams. A little bit of a split, and yes, there is going to be the swap. It looks like it's going to be pushed on by Curse as well.
Curse doesn't really care if Voidboy gets stuck in the 1v2 this time. This time, instead of having 5 members rush, they rushed with 4, and the ward was placed in a brush instead of putting a human Lulu there. Rupture in the same place, but they're only going to find the ward. This time,
so it's
Azure
homework.
might be able to turn around something.
That was homework. And we see them going around, actually quite early. They're just going into 50 seconds. They're not even letting AZG get ground here, and they're walking through a ward right now, Jat.
Azure Gaming also walking through a ward. That's where Curse caught out Lulu in the previous game.
Oh.
There's a lot more grouping early on in this game than I thought.
They are pinching right now. Voidboy is just in that bottom bush. Cop is going to enter, so there were no wards placed where AZG was, so they can't see if Curse really wanted that spot back. But they did, very much so. Voidboy sitting in the bush, waiting. The team's going to back up, so he's got to be careful of his position. He knows Demon Lul's right next to him.
This ward is really catching Curse by surprise. They didn't expect it to be in that position, so their invade is completely telegraphed, allowing Azure to pick a counter invade if they choose. I don't think I've seen this many pings in a level 1 in quite a while.
They could go right up above the turret, and they're just going to face them. They have vision there. They could start to lay waste over that wall.
Curse has got to get out of here.
They don't know that they're coming. Nothing is going to give them that vision. Not even... Oh, Rumble is going to come in from the side because that ward's there, so he can't really make a move. It'll alert Curse that something is happening.
They're just going in. They're going to collapse on him as 5 as soon as they start this buff.
There's the ward that goes back in the bush. They know they're coming in. Nothing here is on the side. He says, guys, this is how it's happening. The pink ward is going to show them, and it looks like they go in. That is not going to be the fear from Elements. He actually, I don't know what he got. He got the silence.
Nice rupture.
Rupture comes up, stops the entire engage. They start the flashing, though. Wow, I don't think Saint could have hit that better. They are still continuing. Another rupture to stop them out. A very high cooldown right now, but he has that blue buff. He is able to throw these out. He is not hurting himself in the jungle. He's really only hurting AZG.
And the fact that they pulled that off, got the blue 4v5, Voidboy took his own blue buff and already hit level 2. He can just stroll back to the lane if he really wants to because he knows all 5 members of AZG were trapped up in their blue buff. Another level 1 win for Curse.
And they are going to pressure that swap as well. Lulu and MF forced to go down bottom and lose even more in lane is you're going to see Voidboy. So he wants to freeze this or push that as fast as he can to the turret before they get there.
Since he was the first one to hit the... No, he's actually deciding to freeze it. He doesn't want to shove up, otherwise he'd deny himself. He's being very careful in that bottom lane not to shove.
He does have that blue buff, but he's going to play it to the most advantage. He's not just going to use it to W off and get that spell vamp back to keep himself CSing. Very smart play by Voidboy. Nothing here. So much harass. And I know Elements is going to be so aggressive on this. He loves that fiddlestick play. It's just second nature to him. And you can already see them. That lane swap aggression is going to be taking down this turret and putting the lanes back to normal.
So Curse actually initiated the 1v2 lane.
Yes. Yeah, they sent Olaf down bottom first, and we saw the entire AZG kind of roaming to see what was going on.
It's surprising. I know Olaf is a very good 1v2 laner. This is almost a tactical Curse rather than a let's go let Voidboy win the game for us Curse. Seems to be working out well, though, because Voidboy with the blue buff in early level 2 is going to be able to cope. Now he's level 4 at this point. Going to be able to cope way better than Nothing here in the top lane, who's getting destroyed by the Fiddlesticks poke.
And they are being forced back themselves. You can actually see Bloodwater level 1, Demon Lord level 2 to that level 4, as you said, Ja, and that is a significant factor. I would even say that he could dive them right now and continuously fight that with blue buff, picking up the axe. He could surely come up with some kills, but safe. It's the word of the day for these guys right now. Going ahead and getting pushed back a little bit. Not even that much damage. Same amount of aggression in that top lane. AZG is trying to pressure these.
I mean, it's not going to stick around for long, but Voidboy's actually out farming Demon Law right now in a 1v2.
Yes. Yes, he is.
He was in the lane beforehand. He picked up the blue buff, but that's an accomplishment in itself because he's farming quite well. Here's the gank combo. If the Rune Prison can land on a Shousters, we already know he has no flash. St. Vicious would come in and land a Rupture, which would probably kill him. That's why he's playing so cautious. I don't think that lane's going to get ganked.
And you may actually see DJ Lambo as he goes down now, actually just throwing down the ward. And he's going to take up mid, soak up that experience. 5 minutes into this one, a very slow matchup, a lot different from what we saw in Game 1. However, the level 1, as we said, being won by Curse as they push them out of lane. There's a good aggression there, and they finally hit 3. They're using all their abilities to start pushing Voidboy out. Like you said, that's probably not going to last long.
Voidboy still has a plethora of health potions to go through. Crystalline Flask, 5 health potions, 2 mana potions. It's going to take a lot more to stop that guy from farming.
And the blue buff just wore off, so he's only going to start using those. Jat, half health there. MF just trying to get poke under the turret. Demon Lord playing very smart right now. He knows Voidboy, no matter what happens in this lane, is going to be a super duper factor for Curse in late game, so he's doing what he can.
Voidboy always has a way to make his presence known in almost any game. Just that straight up aggression. We had the tweet coming in saying he was probably the MVP of the tournament. We had that amazing highlight from him yesterday when he escaped miraculously from a 2v1 gank with Elise.
And still made mistakes.
Still made mistakes. He still has room to grow, but it was a good play.
Oh, nothing here. That is so painful. The Essence Flux just hitting to even capitalize on that damage, and he is being burdened so hard in this top lane. And Amumu is going to try to help, but I think it's only going to be for him to back so Amumu can soak up that XP. Now that they have a vision on Lambo, this is going to be big.
And it's, again, they're bullying. It's 600 gold advantage early on in the game without getting any kills. Voidboy, if you look at his compatriot on the other side trying to 1v2, doubling his minion kills as well. You look at even Cop, he's at 40. Their turret's about to fall in the top lane as well. They're just out pressuring across the board.
Man, it feels so... Oh, the flash in. There it is, the last Q. Can he get it down? The ignite will tick. And the first blood goes to Nijaki for a flash engage.
He's good. He rushed the Tear of the Goddess. He saw the window for Shousters to go in. The exhaust wasn't enough to happen. He's just going to destroy that lane. Now, Ryze actually scales up quite well. When you beat him up that early, it's just going to be trouble.
And Ryze got 6 off that as well. His lane is pushed. Karthus ult cannot assist the lanes even yet. So we're going to have to see this feared out. Oh my gosh, so much damage onto nothing here. He just gets his ultimate. He needed to use it on this one. He is going to get that flame spitter out, and look how fast he has turned this one. He has silenced himself though, and there is going to be the kill. A very nice job. Could he turn this into the double? The turret will be too much, and looks like he is going to go for it. Yeah, he's going to get it. Very nice job. He's going to go down for this, but that was a smart play.
Well done by nothing here. Curse did not time that ultimate properly. They were trying to put a lot of level 5 aggression in, but that Rumble ult is a humongous power spike. Saint did come in for the cleanup afterwards, but that's really a good sign for Azure if he can get going on Rumble.
Somebody from Azure pinged that dragon, but they said, no way, not yet. I don't think we have what it takes, because that top tower got taken down. Now, it would have been a great idea, but I think it would have put him in a pretty sketchy situation.
They knew 3 members of Curse were up top. They thought they'd be able to collapse down with Misfortune, but I guess they were just generally afraid of Voidboy and Nijak in what would have been a... Well, Amumu had to shop a 2v3 with the dragon, which makes it not quite as attractive a choice.
Here it is, St. Vicious with that timer, checking his pocket watch.
Oh, here comes Voidboy bot, ghosting.
With Ryze, and they actually coming in for a double here. They're trying to steal blue, as well as going for this gank down bottom. Voidboy does not have much mana. They have flashed over the wall to get out of this one. Onto Shousters, St. Vicious finds himself falling, and Ryze, Nijaki able to make it out.
So a bit of failed aggression there by Curse. The blue buff invades in the previous game worked out amazingly. Took the game in stunning fashion. This time Azure was ready a little bit, showing that they have adaptability.
Curse's wards are only really for entrance into the jungle. They didn't know what they were walking into, and they had no vision of Rumble or Amumu as they went in on that. Very careless, and I hope they're not getting complacent in this. Yes, they're calm, but sometimes that can really get to you.
The biggest thing is they have to hope they don't trash talk each other too much, because this has been a problem for this team before. St. Vicious has been known to be overly negative, call too many people out on mistakes, which is good in its right context, but you can't do that during big games. You have to deal with it offline, after the game happens, not during. As long as they're not dwelling on their mistakes, they're going to be okay.
These 2 kills to Rumble will definitely make a formidable fighter, as there's only 1 on Shogath and 1 on to Rise. He is stacking that tier, so he's going to be more effective in the fights. And really, we kind of pointed at Nijaki to be a large impact player for this fight on that Rise with his tanky build, especially having such an all-in team coming from AZG. They look to put pressure in this bottom lane as they walk through a ward, and Lambo is forced to walk away. Rumble now up first, Olaf top, so they switch it back. After the turret was taken, Jat, the textbook, swap back.
Looks like they're just going to try to push in even harder. And Demon Lull plus Bloodwater is the strong lane. They didn't get over-ganked by St. Vicious this time, so they're not immediately put at a disadvantage. We'll see now that they're in that 2v2 lane bottom how much it matters.
Saint and Nijaki roaming all together. You even said it before, like, these guys are going to synergize well. The Rune Prison, the Rupture, and they're just moving. Whenever there's ganks, whenever there's the invade for the blue, they were together. They were just together over Wraiths. Now backing, obviously, they can back together, but they choose not to.
Back together, they do failed blue invades together. St. Vicious gets killed alone.
Damn. Yeah.
I think it's okay. I don't think you want to die together.
I'm sure Nijaki waved when he was leaving. Olaf up top, just waiting in the bush, waiting for somebody to come out so he can kind of get out there and surprise them. But the minion wave becomes too big, and he goes for it, getting all that gold. You see that? He has 62 to Rumble's 39. So that lane swap kind of had an impact. The kills are going to help. It gives him about another 30 to 40 CS there, but still, those 2 kills are really nice.
It's almost like Voidboy was never even in a 1v2. He's got the same farm as Nijaki and everyone else. Rumble all popping up top. They're going to brawl.
Voidboy going strong on this one. As he goes lower, he's going to have that attack, but he's standing in the Rumble ulti, and I think ultimately that's what took him down.
You're absolutely right there. Nothing here made Voidboy disappear. That was just a poor choice by Voidboy. He stuck in the ultimate for too long. If he would have moved about a couple feet to the outside, it wasn't put too far down, he might have been able to finish him off. He thought he'd be able to duel him down, but he just judged it wrong. That was a big matter of Ignite being on nothing here, but Voidboy not having the combat summoner because he chose to take teleport.
So his ghost is up, teleport's up, but he's going to have to walk this one back to lane the old-fashioned style. There's the engage onto him. Nijaki, you see him just walk towards that. Whoa, almost dropping DJ Lambo with a few spells. Definitely coming up with a kill here. A last lay waste does take him down, but that is scary for AZG.
That was a huge amount of damage burst that he put down onto DJ Lambo. They did have to burn the Amumu ult, but they got 50% more gold from that exchange. Nijaki didn't credit his team with an assist for that, so that's slightly helping Azure come back in the game a bit. 1,000 gold lead. At this point last game, they were down about 6,000, and it was pretty much pronounced over. They're doing a much better job in this game, and we know how well Karths can power up. What's happening to my words? Because we saw that in the Fear game earlier.
It is 85 to 82. Those mids are neck and neck, both 2, 1, and 0. So there is nothing dividing them right now besides a few items and backing. Karthus is not yet. There's the ultimate bullet time going down. They're going to be able to drop this turret, grabbing some more gold, actually grabbing that first global gold for themselves as they had not taken either. So it's kind of mirrored on each side. Those bottom and top turrets are dropped at 5 to 3. Jat, it's 13 minutes into the game with a very slight gold lead in favor of Curse. A whole different match than we saw game 1.
I really got to credit Azure right here. A lot of teams would have given up after they got their blue stolen and saw that Voidboy had a blue as well and just said, you know what? It's happening again. They invaded us last game. They're going to do it again. Surrender 20 minutes. GG. But no, they stayed in it. They've managed to turn around Curse's aggression in a couple circumstances. They baited Voidboy into being over-aggressive in top lane. They've roamed well. They got a double kill from nothing here. He's really been one of the difference makers. They have the farm on the right people. Their AoE comp is poised to work a little bit as long as Curse stays grouped up.
Right now the score says 5 to 3. That's in favor of Azure. They have definitely found ways to take Curse off the map. Curse's mistakes being a few ganks on the top side. That not even a gank, the double kill from Comp and Elements. They got taken down by Rumble. That was a very big factor, and we saw the failed invade there where St. Vicious went down. It wasn't even helpful for them. He hasn't got the Aegis yet. That will be better. Looks like the Warmogs again being built on Olaf. Maybe we may even see one, if it's not a Sunfire Cape on a Mumu.
Mumu's most likely going for the Sunfire
Right.
Cape. Just all those Giants Belt items coming in so huge with the decreased effectiveness of resistances. But there's 2 members of Azure top lane, only Voidboy up top. So they're going for a 4-man dragon. They know the Amumu ult. They thought, never mind, Amumu ult is up right now. They might look to stop this. We could see a fight down by Dragon.
Dragon has half health, and St. Vicious is going to take quite a bit from this. The Requiem, they are going to be able to stop this Dragon. No focus onto that. Lambo could find himself going down here. They didn't take too much damage from that Requiem, Jat. They are able to still go into this one, wasting Ignite, which could have been a quick kill onto him, and I think nothing here will be taken down right after they engage him one more time. He could have saved that Ignite. It could be killing Cop right now.
So a 2-for-1, but that was a lot of damage coming out of Azure considering Shousters wasn't even really in the fight. Really well executed by Curse actually getting out of there with an advantage. I thought for sure they were going to be going down, but now that's the 4th kill on a Nijak. Picked up his Rod of Ages already at 15 minutes. He's going to be a force as this game continues.
It is pretty big. Rod of Ages also on the Karthus. A little bit more farm since he stayed in mid. Nijaki trying to get the roam on for his team. And really, he's not, like I said, not somebody we know to roam too much as a mid player. But when he has to, he will start to help his team. Him and St. Vicious has just been buddy-buddy this entire game with themselves. 6-5, kind of closed the gap there. 21,000 to 21,000. And AG is on the upper hand with turrets. They are looking for that mid one, Jat, and that's going to open up some big advantages to the jungle.
And to get back at Nijaki not roaming as much, when they played in the North American Regionals, they didn't have Voidboy. They were using Westrice as their top laner for a bit, but they were also trying out Salsi. They were trying a lot of different options. And as a team, St. Vicious and Nijaki had to be the initiators. And Nijaki was never fully comfortable with that, as we see a fight maybe coming in mid lane.
A little back off there. But yeah, you're right. I remember them saying that. We kind of had to work Jackie into that playstyle.
And the thing with that is, that's not his perfect playstyle. He loves to be able to farm and just win his lane because he has such amazing mechanics and understanding of the lane. So when they picked up Voidboy, it really took a lot of the pressure off because now instead of just having St. Vicious and Nijak that have to go in, Voidboy does it a lot as well. He's usually the first one to go in, even when you don't want him to, but he will go for it and he creates for your team, which really just meshed so well with Curse's personalities.
And Curse here being put a little on their heels towards their turret. The push coming in from AZG, and I gotta hand it to him. They had quite a tough bottom lane against Voidboy. He did come out on top of that one in the 2v1 swap. Nothing here is down by 40 CS still in that, but he's found himself 4 kills somehow. Cop and Elements playing a few mistakes in that lane, and AZG is really looking good here. Their fight can't be initiated on without Curse really taking a lot of damage beforehand.
Curse has to get to a runic bulwark as soon as possible. St. Vicious has to rush that item as quickly as he possibly can. It'll give everyone on their team 40 magic resistance, which they really need for the Requiems and the Rumble ultimates coming down. He's got a lot of magic penetration. They'd pretty much negate that in one fell swoop if they can get one of those items, and then they'll be able to team fight properly. Because right now, anytime the Rumble ult goes down with the Mumu and Karthus, the majority of them are below half health, and it's just tough for them to do that right now.
Still back to mid, just letting them farm it up here. As we look across those, we do have a significant farm lead take by Karthus in mid. He was only up by a little, but now 147 to 120 there. No Karthus for that farm. 143 on MF. They are on average, except for Olaf, up by quite a bit of farm. 88 even on Cho'Gath, or 88 on Cho'Gath rather. That's higher than a Mumu. So it's a little back and forth in those, but that's Karthus, that's MF. Those are the damage dealers, and that's going to be nice for them.
It's going to start getting pretty tense, and you can kind of see the game itself is getting tense. Curse was really loose in the first game because they never made any mistakes. They had to lead the entire time. But maybe the pressure's coming in now. Elements says they've dealt with it before, and they have dealt with lots of pressure. But have they dealt with something like this? Because they've been Curse. It's never been, if you lose this, Curse is no longer the same roster. But now it is, and the fact that the game is close against a team that they expect to beat, it's tricky. Here they're going in for a Dragon. Azure has all their ultimates up. Voidboy might teleport in if they decide to fight.
Hey, there's the teleport coming in. It's going to be right in front of the Dragon. Amumu gets the Dragon, but will they win the fight? Curse of the Sad Mummy. Ragnarok goes off. Olaf is left to run free. Lambo going down quite hard. Nothing here. Shousters and Bloodwater all losing health quite quickly. And it is going to be Elements and Cop from the backside. Just as you said it, chat. Fiddle stayed out of the fight until they used everything, and they just walked it in to clean it up.
4 for 2. Voidboy manned up and went for it. We were just talking about how he's the one who goes in.
Yeah.
He teleported into the middle of 5 people before Curse was even there, and then just trained down Demon Law for the majority of that fight. They didn't get the Dragon, but they sure as hell got a lot of confidence out of that fight, and they're going to take down this mid turret, which is going to be huge for their roaming potential.
That was very big. I was about to say, until you called the teleport, I was like, this is going to be great. We're seeing finally something different. There's a split push pop top. Oh, never mind. He's actually going to teleport, like you said,
5v5.
into 5 people. So now going for the blue, they're going to try to steal this away. They have some definitive hold on the jungle now. They've taken down that mid turret before, and they kind of swept that quite fast. They're going to try to get the bottom one down to get that worry away. More global gold, that's their quickest and easiest access for it. And, you know, just great mindset, map awareness, where the lanes are pushing, and using that to a fast advantage. Looks like they may not get it here, though.
Biggest carrier on the team is still Jackie, though. Smart move there, going for a Banshee's Veil pretty quickly, really trying to stack up that magic resistance. Saint Vicious already has the Aegis. He's going to be upgrading that as soon as possible to get to the Runic Bulwark. Gold's still close, though. You can see the Sunfire Cape on Amumu on the other side is pretty big. Shellster's going to be going for that Death Cap on Karthus. That's going to be really huge when he's able to complete that. And if Demon Low can get to either a Black Cleaver or an Infinity Edge, I think he's going more along the lines of an Infinity Edge because he realizes he doesn't have the freedom of sitting back and MF ulting because Void Boy's right on his ass the whole time.
Yep, and you know what, Jet? You were absolutely correct. The Bulwark instantly rushed by Saint Vicious. These guys are trying to make this so team fight oriented. They know what they're going up against, area of effect composition, and they got to be very careful how they place themselves in these fights.
How are they going to go in again? Void Boy's going to continue to split push, and you can see with all the team fighting that Azure has tried to create, it's an 89 farm on Nothing Here's Rumble versus 151 for Void Boy's Olaf. Actually a pretty nice blue steal coming out by Azure, though.
Azure has had a bit of control.
No!
Oh, he did.
He stole it. Cop stole it. Awesome steal. That was DJ Lambo trying to give it away to Karthus instead of just taking the steal himself. A lot of times you should smite the enemy for security and give away your own, but they decided against it, and it cost them big.
They are moving in for the Rupture. Not getting anything there. See, they were not doing that a few seconds ago. There weren't those 2-man push for the Rupture and try to catch one. You are correct, Jack. They feel so much more confident now. You saw them pushing mid. I'm sure there was a bit of sigh of relief after that fight.
They realized they had a lot of power coming through, and that was before they even built their counter items. Runic Bulwark is a big counter item for almost a triple AP composition if you consider Amumu an AP carry as well. Demon Law himself is going to be attempted to shut down. Void Boy's going to attempt to shut down Demon Law and try to take the AD out of the equation, which means everyone else would just have to build magic resistance. One game away. It could be a couple minutes. We're already 21 minutes in. Even though the gold is close, I feel like Curse has a lot of momentum here.
And wow, Void Boy knows what he just did in last fight. He has a Hex Drinker, they have the Bulwark, and he came out of base buying that Negatron Cloak just now. That magic is
interesting.
Yep.
So he's really worried about running through everyone, but he's not worried about what actually happens when he gets to Demon Low. So he's going to have to be really careful that he doesn't over-itemize magic resist and forget about the person he's actually trying to kill.
That becomes a problem. How often have you seen kind of things like happen that leads to the tunnel vision, that leads to, you know, you think you have the build, so you're going to go for it?
All the time. It happens constantly.
All the time.
In fact, the last time I was watching Curse play Olaf, back at an MOG Dallas, it was when Westeros was playing it. He had a very similar build. He was a super farmed Olaf the entire time, but he built magic resist because it was a double AP composition with Ezreal. It was against Dignitas. I'm a Cutie Pie hit a point where he could just kill Void Boy, and as soon as that happened, Curse lost. So Void Boy has to make sure that he can't get soloed by the AD carry.
He's just running in to see what this Negatron Cloak does for him. Feeling good, just beating away onto Shousters, and he turns as soon as he sees Bloodwater. Very good control there. They're kind of just knocking each other down, trying to get the upper hand in this next engagement.
Didn't really burn much, considering how much he spent to get that. Void Boy burned his ultimate and his ghost. Got himself down to about half health. He did draw and suck 3 members of Azure up there because they thought he was going to go all in, but Curse wasn't really in position to capitalize on that. Jackie was shopping. They weren't putting pressure on any turrets, so it didn't really react in that big of a win for them.
Cop waiting for a minion wave down bottom, and Saint says, hang on, I'm coming. We'll take this out together. And he kind of just lets Saint take it. He's like, I'm going to get the CS, well, you just take shots. They move off of that. More gold coming to them. 2,000 gold lead in favor of Curse now, chat, as they finally have pulled up in kills as well. That 9-8 has been sitting there for a few minutes, but they finally grabbed it back. 24 minutes into this matchup. You know, Azure is definitely putting up a fight this time.
And we saw the last big fight at the Dragon. Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds. Voyboy's running out that top lane. He has the teleport. There is no teleport to match him on Azure. There's not really even a person who can match him if they fight the 1v1. So Azure's going to be wanting to run to that Dragon, try to get there before Curse, but Curse shopped at just the right time. Everyone spent their gold just in time to get down there for a Dragon. I'd expect to see another fight coming up here. Voyboy's not even going to have to use his teleport because he's running down near the area as well. We may see another fight here if Azure decides to aggro on the Dragon once again. But maybe they're just going to poke back and forth.
You know, Azure, as we have seen through just these few games, are a team that quickly adapts. They put a ward in the bush instead of Lulu in the bush. They, you know, they're going to remember that Olaf will teleport in this time and 5v5 their team as they come in. So you can see how cautious they are, making sure there are no wards around there. I don't think they have a pink on them, just that Ruby. Actually, they do. The pink is right there for Curse. So Curse has the upper hand.
And Curse is going to be fine with sitting in this situation for as long as possible. Voyboy stole the blue buff from Azure. He's going to go split push this top lane. He's going to just get bigger and bigger. And as long as he's farming and no one else is, that's advantage Curse.
193 CS to his counterpart, 124. So those kills really not factoring in anymore for Rumble to be tankier or bigger than Olaf. He has gone for the Kindle Gem as well. Cooldowns, a little bit more health. He's really looking to just continuously pressure this lane, get that split push in. The undertow is just so good for pushing. We were talking about it with Saint earlier. He's like, love playing Olaf and solo queue lanes. You just throw it back and forth and you can go. You see a little aggression here onto Voyboy, but he is going to go strong on this. I think he's going to try. No, he's going to go for the kill, actually. I thought he was going to try. To, what is going on? Shouse just did not know this was going to happen. A cleaned up double kill for Voyboy.
And will the Karthus ultimate be able to take him down? He's going to try to lifesteal here.
That is absolutely amazing, chat. Man mode.
This is why he's going to qualify twice. Because he can pick up 1v2 double kills.
Only person in Season 3 to qualify twice.
He qualified on CLG.
Hard mode.
And with that hard mode, absolutely.
Hard mode.
Now they're pulling onto Baron. They know there's two members down. Voyboy went back to base and he's teleporting in. Unreal. If they try to stop this, St. Vicious will have his feast. 1,000 true damage on the Baron. DJ Lambo's going to try to stop this, but Jackie peeling off. This might be a fight.
Lambo is trying to go for the backside of the bandage toss through, but he sees his team with Jackie in the front. There's the toss. They get Baron. The Curse of the Sad Mummy does not do much damage, and nobody followed up with him. Lambo went down in a second. They realized that it would be base if they tried that.
Great play, and it's just, it was Voyboy. That was an unbelievable play. They thought, this guy doesn't have any armor. Let's go 1v2 him. Demon Low just, Voyboy knew exactly what he was doing.
Had to hit
like,
Demon Low first.
Coming to
What's
you.
Up?
Finish the highest damage source, had the magic resistance to take tank inside of Shouster's Defile, was moving around enough that he dodged enough Skittles and just took him down. Now the Baron buff is up. They're just pushing down the mid lane. They might go straight for an inhib. They have so much confidence right now.
This is huge. You know, I thought Voyboy was going to run through blue to his team and be like, oh, bait. But he was like, I'm going to handle this. Don't worry about it, guys. You can go ahead and farm. ACG now trying to chase. Not that this chase is going to do much. They're just trying to perturb onto Curse, stop them from backing, keep them in the lane so ACG can grab some kind of upper hand here. It has quickly just changed in one direction for Curse. The dragon fight came out. That bulwark is becoming such a huge factor, and we're really seeing no aura items at all on the side of ACG. So the fight team is 110% right now for Curse.
They are really, really strong right now. The damage coming up from Mad Jackie, how close is his tier to being fully stacked? It is fully stacked, so he just upgraded it to a Seraph's Embrace. That's really huge for the shields that he's going to be able to put on himself if he gets caught in the immune wall. That's a very tanky Rise. We know that's a very tanky Olaf because he can solo the two main damage dealers from Azure Gaming. And on top of that, you'll have Elements' support Fiddlesticks, still somewhat potent ultimate. One of the highest damage spells in the game. Not even counting the Trinity Force, which is a slightly new item. I mean, old item that we haven't seen much of in Season 3 on Cop, just giving him the mobility. But this is a bigger lead than 8,000 gold, which means it's a huge lead.
So with this selection, obviously not having the Aegis coming out, they grab a Locket of the Iron Solari. Now, that's not a bad item, but with an item that you don't have a lot of AoE damage, is it not as effective for Curse? Or against Curse, I should say.
Yeah, it's got a pretty big range, but at the same time, Curse is going to be looking to split up the fight. So It's a preference choice if Bloodwater really likes using it. That's about protecting Demon Lull and himself. He's really making sure Voidboy can't run through him. That's about as much protection as he'd be able to grant him with a single item. He's really hoping he can save his life with that.
Holding, no, the CS lead now taken over by Curse. That's 230 to Voidboy, 228 to Cop. Cop always known for having just a crap ton of CS in the game, and I think he's the first Ezreal to build a Triforce this weekend. That Frozen Fist or Static Shiv along with the Bloodthirster has really been that taster's choice that people are going for. The aggression here from the poke coming from Olaf and Ezreal now. St. Vicious with the split push top. That was Voidboy's role just a few seconds ago, but they have the ability to use either one of those two, which is awesome.
So is 230 a crap ton or metric crap ton?
It'd be metric at this point.
Okay,
that's a lot.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough for Curse. I mean, for AZG to just stop this push, because it's not even Voidboy that's split pushing at this point. It's St. Vicious.
Yeah.
They're not going to put their 80 carry to stop him, and he stacks so much magic resistance that he can split push just as much as he likes. How are they going to get in and out here? They're a little worried about getting caught in DJ Lambo's Amumu ultimate, but they can't be that worried. They still have the Baron for about 40 seconds. They're going to want to go probably on this wave. I think this is their last wave with Baron.
And they are going to be pushing in for that inhibitor turret. Silence to Lambo, he can't toss in. The turret's not actually taking that much damage, but they do get the Rune Prison onto nothing. This looks like the engagement's going hard, focusing onto nothing. Voidboy ghosts, and he is in the fight with Ragnarok. We saw him do it before. He is going to zone out 3 people by himself.
Oh my God.
Lambo's forced to flash. Voidboy continues to go on and fight his own battle down here below the inhibitor turret. The rest of his team on the top right of the screen doing the work they need to do, and Voidboy just manned up and seriously carried that fight.
Baron buff now off of him, but it's just to support Bloodwater. Could this be the push where Curse qualifies for Season 3?
This is going to be big. Voidboy's second time in here. He's going to have a big grin on his face. They are going to be dropping the second Nexus turret in a very well-fought battle by Azure Gaming. Curse will move on into Season 3, the League of Legends Championship Series.
The 6th team to officially qualify. Look at the relief on these guys. They expected to win, but